Dear students, I, Mr. Vishal Shah, Assistant Professor Krishna Institute of Pharmacy Karad, once again welcome you all to this third practical session on synthesis of para-bromo acetanilide from the acetanilide. Now previously also we have seen the synthesis of benzanilide from the aniline. This is the third practical that we are going to perform virtually. This practical is consisting of two parts. Initial part where I will explain the theoretical background behind performing this particular practical, including the chemical reaction mechanism, as well as in second part I am going to explain the how actually you are going to perform the practical virtually. So you will get idea if you were in lab how you will perform that particular practical, as well as the calculation part regarding after completion of this particular practical. So let's start. So first we will see what is the chemical reaction behind the synthesis of para-bromo acetanilide. Here you can see that this is the chemical reaction. You can remember here that para-bromo acetanilide is synthesized from the acetanilide. Here you can see the structure of acetanilide. Now if you first closely observe the difference between these two structures, here you can see the in case of para-bromo acetanilide there is a presence of bromine at the para position. So here we are going to perform the bromination reaction, which is nothing but the addition of bromine. Now this bromine is added at the para position. Here you can see at this particular position, which is known as the para position. Now this group is known as the acetanil group or acetanilide group. Now here this bromination is nothing but the electrophilic substitution reaction is there, which is performed in presence of the glacial acetic acid. Now we are familiar about the electrophilic substitution reaction. So what is the chemical reaction that we are going to perform? Para-bromo acetanilide is synthesized from the acetanilide by the bromination reaction. Here only you can remember the bromination reaction that we are going to perform. Now there are two questions arises. What is the mechanism involved in the synthesis of this para-bromo acetanilide? And another important question that you may be knowing that the why this bromine group is attached at the only para position. So let's solve this particular two queries. Now this is our first mechanism that is involved in this particular synthesis. Now as you know, first step is generation of electrophile. Now so as it is an electrophilic substitution reaction, we know there are three different steps that are involved. Step 1, generation of electrophile. Step 2 is attack of electrophile, and step 3 is loss of proton. Now here you can see that the bromine in presence of glacial acetic acid, there is a reaction between bromine and glacial acetic acid will take place, which leads into the formation of this bromine as a bromine ion as a electrophile. Now in this case, in second step, whatever this electrophile is there, that electrophile will attack, that is the bromine ions that are formed in first step, they will attack on the this particular acetanilide. Now we know that bromine ions will attack on this acetanilide at the para position, which leads in the formation of this carbocation. And in third step, the loss of proton will take place. This proton is lost from the aromatic compound, that is the acetanilide, and which leads to the formation of this para-bromo acetanilide. So this is the first answer for our first question. What is the mechanism that is involved in the synthesis of para-bromo acetanilide? Now second question that we have seen, that is the why bromine is attacking at the para position. Now if we know that in case of the theoretical study, we have seen different directive effects. In that we have classified certain groups depending upon their ability to direct the incoming electrophile towards either orthopara position or the meta position. There are two different types of the groups. One is orthopara director and second one is your meta directors. Now here we know that Y group acts as a orthopara director. Here acetylene group that is present, it is acting as a orthopara director group. because what happens when the electrophile that is attacking on the surface of the acetanilide, what happens that as this particular acetanilide group is showing electron donating resonance effect, and due to which what happens, due to the presence of this particular group, it places a negative charge on the surface of the meta position, ortho para and positions, and due to which what happens that as we know that electrophile is having a positive charge, and due to the presence of this positive charge, this electrophile is directly attacking on the surface of our ortho para substitution. And here, as compared to the para position, as compared to the ortho position, when the electrophile is attacking at the para position, it is more stable. What happens when these bromine ions will go toward this particular ortho position? What happens, as this particular group is more bulkier, there is a steric hindrance effect. Means what happens, this bromine and this acetanilide group will comes very closer towards each other, and due to which what happens, there is a less space to occupy both the groups at the same position, and that's why to get a more stable position, to more get favorable position, these bromine atoms will move from ortho position to the para position, and due to which the bromine will attack at the surface of the para position. Also, it is very difficult to carry out the monosubstitution of the primary amines by direct action of the appropriate reagent. So, if we carry out the bromination of aniline, it will produce 2,4,6 tribromo derivatives. So, what happens when this amino group is converted into acetanilide, that is here we are going to carry out the protection of the amino group with the help of the conversion into the acetanilide. Here we can carry out the monosubstitution product also. And another advantage is that when we carry out the hydrolysis of this particular acetanilide group to the aniline, we will get the para substituted, that is the monosubstituted aniline. So that is the one advantage for this particular reaction, that is the conversion of aniline into the acetanilide. So this is the mechanism and the reason why the bromine is attacking at the para position. Then we will see the procedure. Now I request you that you can write down this particular procedure, so you will get the idea when we are performing that particular practical, how we are going to utilize this particular procedure. Now first point, dissolve 7 gram of finely powdered acetanilide in 25 ml of glycol acetic acid in a 250 ml iodine flask. In another small flask, means you have to take another flask in which you have to dissolve 2.7 ml of bromine in 12.5 ml of glycol acetic acid. Means we have to prepare two solutions. Both solutions are prepared in the glycol acetic acid itself. First solution, 7 gram of acetanilide in a 25 ml of glycol acetic acid, and the second solution, 2.7 ml of bromine in a 12.5 ml of glycol acetic acid. Now we have to take care while we are handling this bromine, because the vapors that are produced from bromine are so much irritant. That's why we have to take care, and this particular transfer of bromine into the glycol acetic acid must be performed in the fuming chamber, so that the vapors are not escaped directly into the environment. Now, as I said, the preparation should be conducted in a fuming cupboard or a fuming chamber. After this, add the bromine solution slowly with the constant shaking to ensure thorough mixing, and stand the flask in a cold water. Means whatever the second solution that we have prepared, this we are going to add into the first solution. Now here one care we have to take, that the whatever the acetanilide solution is there, it should be placed in a flask. That flask is placed in the cold water, and we have to carry out the addition of bromine slowly. Generally, you can take a burette or separating funnel in which you are going to place the bromine solution, so that what happens, drop wise we can carry out the addition of the bromine. If the quantity of your bromine solution is less, then you can use pipette also to carry out the addition of our bromine solution. Now when all the bromine has been added, the solution will have an orange color, and due to the slight excess of bromine, a part of the reaction product may crystallize out. Means our solution becomes orange, and also the whatever the product is, as soon as we add the bromine, the product will be crystallized. Allow the final reaction mixture to stand at room temperature for 15 minutes with occasional shaking. Now, next step, pour the reaction product into 200 ml of water. Rinse the flask with about 50 ml of water. Stir the mixture well, and if it is appreciably colored, add just sufficient sodium bisulfite solution to remove the orange color. Filter off the crystalline precipitate with suction on a Buchner funnel. Wash thoroughly with cold water and press as dry as possible with the white glass stopper. Then recrystallize from aqueous ethanol. Report yield and melting point. So once we will get the crystallized product, we are going to carry out the addition of the water. Then we are going to carry out the filtration, and after filtration we are going to carry out the recrystallization procedure. So let's see how actually we are going to perform this particular practical if we are going to perform it in our laboratory. So here this is our virtual lab for today's synthesis. You can see here various requirements that already we have placed. In this particular experiment only we will require the glasswares like conical flask, or you can use iodometric flask also, because vapors of the bromines are produced. Chemicals mainly includes glacial acetic acid, that you can see already we have placed this GA, nothing but the glacial acetic acid, bromine and acetanilide. So these are the few chemicals that are required for performing this particular synthesis. Now if you read the procedure, here we are going to prepare two solutions. One solution is acetanilide in our glacial acetic acid, and second solution is bromine in our acetic acid. So just we will prepare first solution. Here you can see that we have taken the bottle of glacial acetic acid. Here pipette will come, it will take the required quantity of the glacial acetic acid and it will place in the one conical flask. After this, next point is that we are going to carry out the addition of acetanilide. So required quantity of acetanilide is to be taken. Here you can see we will take it with the help of the spatula. Then we will add in this particular first beaker, and we will, in this way we will prepare the first solution that is required, that is the acetanilide in the glacial acetic acid. Then second point, we have to prepare the solution of the bromine in the glacial acetic acid. Here you can see that we have taken the bottle of bromine, then we will add required quantity of bromine into the second conical flask, to which we are going to carry out the addition of the glacial acetic acid. Now you can imagine that we have already taken the glacial acetic acid in the second conical flask also, and we have added the required quantity of the bromine. So now here we have prepared our both the solutions. First solution is the acetanilide in the glacial acetic acid, and the next solution is the bromine in the glacial acetic acid. Now next step is we are going to carry out the addition of this particular second solution to the first solution. Now we are going to take this particular solution either in the conical, separating funnel or the burette. So let's see what happens when we carry out the addition of this particular solution to the first solution. Now here you can see that we have placed our bromine solution in this burette. This particular flask is placed in this particular water bath to maintain the temperature. Now we are going to carry out the addition of bromine to our solution. Here you can see we have added small quantity of the bromine. We have to take care that bromine must be added in small quantities to ensure the complete precipitation of our product. Now slowly after addition of this particular bromine, we will get our solid crystals that are obtained of the para-bromo acetanilide. Once the crystals of this particular para-bromoacetanilide are obtained, we are going to keep this particular solution as it is for the 15 minutes, and once these 15 minutes are completed, then we are going to remove this particular assembly, you can say, and then we are going to carry out the addition of 200 ml of water to this particular solution. Here you can see that we have added the required quantity of the water. Once we have added the required quantity of the water, again we are going to wash this particular our product with the help of the 50 ml of water. Now after this, next step is that we are going to perform the recrystallization. Here you can see that this is the assembly for this particular recrystallization, where this is our product that we have obtained. Now we know in recrystallization we are going to select such a solvent. In that solvent our product is insoluble in cold condition and it is soluble in the hot conditions. Now here we are going to carry out the addition of the 50% ethanol as a recrystallization solvent that we will already placed in our conical flask with our product. Now we will start the heating of that particular solution. Now due to heating, what happens is our product will get solubilized as soon as our solution becomes hot. When this solution becomes hot, due to which what happens, whatever soluble impurities, insoluble impurities are there, they are separated from our product. Now we will stop the heating and we will filter this particular product as it is when the solution is hot, and once we will cool this particular solution, we will get our required crystals. So in this way we can carry out the recrystallization for this particular para-bromoacetanilide, which leads into the formation of our crystallized product. Once we have carried out the crystallization of our product, next step is that we are going to perform the drying of the product. The product can be dried at 40 degrees Celsius or a higher temperature at the oven to get the complete removal of the water. Once drying of that particular product is carried out, next step is to carry out the determination of melting point. Now this is our apparatus that is used for the heating. That is nothing but the Thales tube as well as the burner. Here we know that this is the side arm of that particular Thales tube. We are going to carry out the heating of this particular Thales tube at the side arm, so that the direct temperature of that particular product is not increased. Once we have completed the determination of the melting point, then we are going to perform the calculation part. Now we know in calculation, this is our actual reaction, where what we have done, we have synthesized this para-bromoacetanilide from the acetanilide. Now in this case we are going to determine the molecular formula of this particular compound. Then suppose this is the weight of this particular molecular weight of this compound, that is the 135. Then the molecular weight of this para-bromoacetanilide is 214. We have taken 7 gram of our compound, so by which we can calculate the theoretical yield, that is equal to 11.09. Now suppose theoretical yield is 11.909, then suppose we have got the practical yield, that is the product that is obtained after drying, that is the 10 gram. Then percentage yield will be calculated by using formula practical yield divided by theoretical yield into the 100. So 10 divided by 11.09 into 100, that gives us a 90.17% weight by weight. We will code the results in such a way that theoretical yield, that is equal to 11.09 gram, practical yield 10 gram, then percentage yield 90.17, our melting point as a 166 degree Celsius. So in this way we can code the result, and also we can perform the synthesis of para-bromoacetanilide by using the acetanilide. So thank you. If you like this my YouTube channel, you can subscribe and you can share with your friends. Also you can watch the different videos that are related to the theory classes of pharmaceutical organic chemistry also. Link is provided in the description box. Thank you very much.